My best friend in the 60s and early 70s was a man named Seth Allen. And come 1986, I was just about to shoot Anna, for which I got nominated, and Seth got AIDS, and the Lenox Hill Hospital in New York wouldn't let me see him, and everybody had their masks and their gloves, and they refused to let me go in, and I just barged in, and Seth and I just held each other and cried, and meanwhile they're trying to get me out of his room, and I said, no, this is my best friend.
Hi, I'm Jordan Roberts. I'm here with Sally Kirkland, my friend, a huge supporter of the gay community. Sally, what do you think about today, U.S. Supreme Court legalizing gay marriage?
Yay! That's what I think. I think it's been a long time coming, and I honestly wasn't sure it would happen today. But when it did, all I can think of is I'm so proud to have been in support of this for so many years. I'm so proud to be part of the community. And I'm also proud of Obama and Roberts and the Supreme Court. And Obamacare passed, and this passed, and now we've got to get rid of segregation and terrorism. And there's one other thing. What is it?
So, Sally, you were nominated for an Oscar for Anna.
Yeah.
You have been in this business for many decades, and you know a lot of people. You've lost a lot of people. Can you kind of walk us through the AIDS epidemic, through Prop 8 getting upheld, through today and the victory?
Yeah, my best friend in the 60s and early 70s was a man named Seth Allen. And come 1986, I was just about to shoot Anna, for which I got nominated, and Seth got AIDS, and the Lenox Hill Hospital in New York wouldn't let me see him, and everybody had their masks and their gloves, and they refused to let me go in, and I just barged in, and Seth and I just held each other and cried, and meanwhile they're trying to get me out of his room, and I said, no, this is my best friend, and this is what's truth for me. And so it was very, I dedicated my performance in Anna to him. Yay, Seth. So there's been a lot of stories like that for me. And I've always lived in West Hollywood since the 70s. And I've always been so loved by the LGBT community.
In a lot of communities, MSIA,
Movement of Spiritual Inner Awareness.
Right.
And today is really exciting. And all of you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gay community out there, I'm so proud of you. I'm so, so proud of you. And all my friends are gay, what can I say? Everybody.
What do you think about the transformation of Bruce Jenner from Olympic gold medalist to Caitlyn?
Well, I just think it's a sign of the times. I think I'm, like everybody else, fascinated and watching and feeling empathy and feeling shock and feeling a lot of things. One of my best friends is a transgender woman named Shelley, and I've been with her through her the past 5 years of almost coming out and then doing it and then being hated by a lot of people, and then me trying to educate the people that hated her that she's Shelley and to celebrate her. And so it's been very personal for me, that whole area of concern. I think that if you're going to be transgender, it's important you have money, because the whole thing about getting a job and housing and whatnot, because I've lived through Shelley's life, I see that it's not simple.
If you conduct yourself in a very spiritual way, what else are you passionate about, and what do we need to change in this world?
We really need to have equality. I mean, the whole extraordinary tragedy that happened in South Carolina with 9 people senselessly being killed, not to mention that one of them was a congressman and a pastor. When I was a little kid, I was brought up by Louise, and she was black and beautiful. And when segregation was really full out, my father fired her because she was a, quote, Negro. And my mother wanted to leave my father over this. And so she told him, I'm going to take Sally and we're going to go live with Louise. And that didn't happen, unfortunately. But I got to play that on television with Cicely Tyson. It was called Heat Wave. And I played a woman married to a man who fired the nurse, who was Cicely Tyson. And my kid, my little son, wanted to go with Cicely and me to live with Cicely. And she didn't exactly go for it all at once, but there's a very touching scene with the two of us, black hand over white hand in the car, tears streaming down my face. So it was really an honor to play a role of something that I lived through as a kid. and, wanted to celebrate the diversity.
You just won an acting award?
I did, the Long Island International Film Expo, Best Actress.
That's amazing, Sally. I mean, where do you find your energy? Seriously, you work more than anyone I know.
Oh, thank you, Jordan. I don't know, I think that work begets work. Bob Dylan, good friend, told me never give up working, never stop working, just keep working, Sally. And when you watch him go from city to city to city to city to city doing his thing, 73 years old. No, he just turned 74. Amazing. So he's my role model in that sense.
Right.
And
how do you balance having a spiritual life with working so much and also doing things for cause?
Well, I love my ministry. A lot of what I do is I visit homebound patients, who can't get out of the house and they're ill or they're dying and they don't have anyone with them. And I send letters and cards to people all over the world who are, about to transcend and or very, very, very ill. And I get so much joy when I do that. And then I have a phone ministry where I call everybody and make sure they're cheered up. And then I do the normal things like weddings and memorials and seminars all over the world, spiritual seminars.
Sounds to me like you're doing the things that Obama was saying we need to do. It's not just, let's be nice now, we turn the cameras off and then we don't care anymore, but we need to keep it going, be proactive in creating our community. It seems to me like you're always creating community.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Well, I'm an only child and I always craved community. I always craved to be around people and share the love in the eyes. I always liked the image of see things through the eyes of Christ and touch through the hands of Christ and speak with the words of Christ. And I don't want to sound like a extremist Christian or anything because I'm everything. I've been a Hindu, I've been a Buddhist, now my church, Christ sits at the head of it, but we accept all religions. But I love that concept of if you see through the eyes of the Christ, then it's all love. There can be no separation, no segregation.
One final question, Reverend Sally Kirkland. Tell us a little bit about being a reverend over the years and now maybe how it's changing now that marriage is legal for gay people.
I have been so lucky to have married quite a few gay couples. The first one I did was on camera in the film Adam and Steve. And then there was another one in Hollywood. It was Henry Jaglin's film, Hollywood something, where I married two guys. And then I married two women the day before they reneged the marriage equality.
Right.
And it was like if that was November 1st, this was the day before.
Right.
And that was so exciting. Yvette and Susie. Yvette runs my television show right here on San Vicente for West Hollywood.
Oh, you do a show for West Hollywood?
Channel 36 every Wednesday night. And Yvette, who's the director, she asked me to marry her to her girlfriend, so I was just so honored. Real thrill.
Sally, historically, you might have been the last person to marry a gay couple.
Maybe. I might have been.